You ready? You ready to go? That's what we say here. I don't know if y'all say that in Charleston.
Yes,
We ready to go.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, everyone. I'm Renee with the Melanated Holistic Wellness Foundation. The Wellness Fair is happening in Charlotte, North Carolina on June 13th. And we have our special guest here, Miss Tassili, my aunt. We are also here at her raw vegan restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. So, hello, Miss Tassili. How you feeling?
And I can say peace and love, because that's normally how I greet people, is the peace and love vibe, because I'm truly an African hippie. So, that's how we just say what's up in our own way. And I'm really honored to have this opportunity to vibe with you and to vibe with the people of Charlotte.
Thank you. Well, I tell you, we are so honored to have you. I know so many people in the plant-based community in Charlotte make that trip to Atlanta to come here and get these wraps. But bigger than just the actual restaurant, I'm so interested in learning like what sparked your journey to even open this up, to tap into this holistic space. What is that for you?
So, first of all, thank you to all the people who support us, because that's big. Without you, we wouldn't have our doors open. And that's the truth. So what sparked me was being able to first heal my own body, and secondly, heal our people. Because we talk about wealth consciousness and prosperity and all of that, but I've watched so many wealthy people end up having to give their money back to the hospitals, and they still cannot buy their health back. So it is a consciousness that I hope to raise by providing food that is medicine and then doing it deliciously. Because truth be known, and I know all of y'all know this, it don't matter how healthy it is for you. If it's not good, ain't nobody gonna eat that.
You want it.
Maybe one time, and then you be like, okay, I'm good. That's it. That's it.
I tried it.
And so I wanted to be sure that the food was delicious for myself first. So I, in my previous life, was a loctician and a braider. I also did spiritual counseling. So I found after 20 years of being vegan that I was beginning to have the onset of arthritis in my fingers. I was waking up, my fingers were stiff and painful. And so I spoke to a friend of mine who is a doctor. He's an MD and a raw foodist and a naturopath.
Oh, wow.
And so he was like, Tassili, is what you eating? You eating too much starch. And I said, no, I don't eat that much starch. He said, yes, I don't know what you are eating, but I know it's the starch that's causing it. So I was like, okay, so I'm a natural scientist in the sense that I use my body as my laboratory. So I said, well, let me see. So I went a whole week without starches, right? And that was one of the hardest things, because I didn't realize how many things were actually starchy. So I found two things to be true. One, I had become a starchitarian. And two, he was right. The pain and stiffness went away after a week, and it has not returned. But let's rewind to the starchitarian part, because so many people who want to transition into plant-based diet or becoming vegan, and even a raw foodist, but usually by the time they take on raw food, they've gone through the other, and they've got a little more knowledge, but not always. In any case, we tend to want to bulk up, because we're not eating the meat anymore, right? So we then want to eat more and more starchy foods, comfort foods, foods that are going to fill us up and make us feel better. Because let's face it, everybody in America is stressed out. Like what? And with that in mind, it's important to recognize that we really want to be able to, we really want to be able to just make sure that we are doing constructive things with our energy, because fried foods, salty foods, Sweet foods, those are all comfort foods. And we're trying to address our nervous system, which is on edge, because
Right.
stress depletes B vitamins. And when your B vitamins are depleted, then your stress levels go up. So we want to be able to be more balanced in what we're doing. Also, we want to consider that we typically don't drink enough water. I know I wasn't. I wasn't eating enough fresh fruits and vegetables, and I wasn't drinking enough water. And I would have like granola or oatmeal with rice or oat milk, or vegan bacon, and vegan sausage, and
Yes.
vegan margarine, and all of these things are starch based. They're good for you in and of themselves. You know, I put some sliced almonds on the granola and some banana, starch, baby.
Yeah.
And then for lunch, I would have a sandwich, bread, and typically some sort of meat substitute, more starch. And then for dinner, I would have the trusty vegan go-to, the stir fry, whether it was rice or pasta or quinoa. And I was putting carrots and beets and potatoes in it, all of those. I had forgotten that carrots and beets were actually starchy.
Yeah, because it's like we want something more hearty when we are doing this plant-based
Right.
thing, because we're used to being full after eating, like, you know, different meats and animal products and all the things. So I can see that. I can understand that.
It's true. And then there's the whole vibe to just our DNA being programmed to eat quote unquote soul food or heavy food. And nobody really does that type of heavy labor anymore. Even if you're in the gym, you're typically dealing with different types of protein supplements that are going to help to bulk you up or lean you down.
Right.
You know, if you work construction, okay. But how many people work construction or do hard labor jobs? Very few.
So when it comes to, because you touched on stress, and I know the number one killer in our community is stress.
Yeah.
Whether it's causing different types of diseases in the body, different inflammatory diseases in the body. What do you feel like is like a common like misconception when you become plant-based or when you start eating a raw diet, and that attributing, or sometimes people kind of don't think about the other parts of healing that's required outside of nutrition. So in that regard, like, what do you think is a big misconception for people when they do decide to go plant-based in terms of healing?
Wow, that's an excellent question, because that too is layered. Most of the time people think, oh, it's just the food. No, it's not just the food. You need to exercise. You need to look at your thoughts. What are you thinking? You know, you need to look at your emotions. Are you forgiving? Are you holding on to anger, bitterness, resentment? What's going on with you? Because all of those things affect the body. If you're in an environment where there's shooting going on all the time, where there's all kind of traumatic things going on, all of that affects. So then, you know, the person needs to be removed from that environment. And if they have removed themselves, are they getting help to heal? Those things are just so important. And then even on the food tip, nowadays, there is so much processed food out there. You'd almost do just as well eating meat. You know, and I know a lot of vegans will be upset with me for saying it, but I'm just speaking the truth.
Absolutely.
If you know that the meat is free range, you know who's growing the meat, raising the meat. That's the same as knowing who's growing your vegetables. Right?
I remember I heard.
And I'm not encouraging eating meat. Make sure that y'all get that.
Right.
But with the impossible meats, the Beyond is not as bad. But when you talk about preservatives and additives and fillers and dyes and flavor enhancers, what are you really eating? It's not food.
They traded animal toxins for plant toxins. I remember
There
I
you
heard
go.
that a while
And it's not
back.
even really plant toxins, it's chemical toxins.
Right, boom, there it is.
It's chemical toxins.
He traded
It-
animal toxins for chemicals.
that's right. And
Yeah.
and unfortunately the animals are being fed similar chemicals.
Yeah.
That's what makes them so bad, for us, because if they were raised properly and people ate them properly, meaning you're not eating them every day, then, people could find a better balance,
Right.
because not everybody's body is meant to necessarily be vegan
Right.
or raw. I don't even necessarily recommend a person be raw unless it's a spiritual discipline or it's a health pursuit, because it's just very challenging in an urban environment to be raw.
Absolutely.
It's challenging to be vegan, although they've made it easier. But then again, not really. You still have to be accountable and read your labels.
Right.
If you can grow your own food, grow it. If you can't, support those who do.
Yes.
If you don't know anybody who's growing their own food, support your local farmers market.
Right.
If you don't have a local farmers market in your area, support the health food store or the health food sections in the grocery stores.
Right.
If you say, well, the grocery store doesn't have that, okay, buy as much fresh food as you can, right? Then you want to go into your frozen food. If that's what's available, go for that. From there, if you have to buy things that are on the shelf, your glass jars before your cans and boxes. Not to say that you can't buy or find good things in boxes or cans, but cans would be on the last on the list because the food tends to absorb the metal, right? So, and if it's sitting on the shelf in a box, you have to really be careful of the preservatives,
absolutely,
in it. So it's a process of deduction because, let's face it, most of us are not in position to grow our own food anymore. So what do? You don't want to be so stressed out about eating that now you got a whole new stressor.
Right, exactly.
And so with that in mind, I encourage people to be knowledgeable and then get out and walk.
Right.
Go do yoga, kickbox, do qigong, tai chi, martial art. Go to the firing range. Get your stress out that way. You feel me?
Because letting it sit inside of you, that's where disease and everything starts to generate.
It festers. It will implode in you.
Yes.
Stop listening to ratchet music.
Yes.
Come on. Because that stuff pokes holes in your auric field. And so then you wonder why you all geeked up all the time. Why you tweaking? You ain't even had nothing. Well, you tweaking because you did have something. It was the ratchet music.
It's still in you.
And then if you are around ratchet people, come on.
Yes.
They're all in your aura. They're all around you. And your body is feeding off of it.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want to be more peaceful in your own life, surround yourself with as many peaceful people and peaceful environments as you can. It's just that simple.
Yes.
And it may not be something you can do overnight.
Right.
Okay. But you can work toward that.
The little things.
Exactly.
I love that you kind of gave like a solid blueprint on, well, if you don't have this, then you can do this. If there's so many different alternatives. And I think that's really important to highlight. And I feel like the people who come to the wellness fair events, they're at different stages of, their healing journey, their health journey. And one thing that I really love that you kind of conveyed is it's doable. You're able to do it. It's a mind thing.
Yes.
It's just starting somewhere. And I think a lot of times that's the hardest part, is people to actually get started.
Right.
So with that, is there anything that you're like looking forward to coming? I know this is your first event. This is your first Melanated Holistic Wellness Fair. One thing that I always try to incorporate at all of the events is the wisdom. I kind of look at the wellness fairs as like a family reunion that I really never got growing up. So it's like there's different pieces of the community. And I love the fact that you're bringing so much wisdom to the event. Is there anything that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the event itself, you know, and meeting more people who are melanated and even those who aren't, you know, who are interested in just learning how to remember to be the best version of themselves.
Yes.
You know, because really and truly, I'm really not teaching you anything new. I'm helping you to remember what you really already know. But it's been pounded out of you, programmed out of you, pressed out of you, processed out of you, permed out of you. Come on, let's go.
Yes.
And if you're at the event, it's because your spirit, your soul, your mind, your body is begging for more. You know that you were born to do more than pay bills. You know that you were born to do more than suffer. You know that you were born to do more than take your money and give it back to what I call the disease industry. The doctors, the hospitals, the insurance companies, and then eventually the morticians, right? And I'm not saying those things don't have their place in society, they do. But is that what you're working to do? Is that what you're working for? Aren't you working to enjoy the fruits of your labor? Aren't you working to be sure that your generations, your future generations can be healthy? Because if you're not, then WTF. I don't know if that part can be on this thing.
Yes, it
but
can.
What are you doing?
Yes, it can. And can.
What are you doing, bro? For real. What are you doing with your life? That's what I'm talking about. Because like Tupac said, we each get the same 24 hours every day. What I do with mine is my business, and what you do with yours is your business. So this is the little special part, right? Because I did a remix with Tupac. He doesn't know it. I guess he knows in the spirit. But I did a remix right here, right now. My remix is that I added to that. Some people wake up with everything and end up with nothing. Other people wake up with nothing and end up with everything. So what are you gonna do with your 24? What you gonna do? That's what I'm looking forward to, fam.
Oh, I know what y'all better do. Y'all better go to the website. Y'all better go to Eventbrite. Y'all better go ahead and get y'all's. Y'all better go ahead and get these tickets for the Melanated Holistic Wellness Fair happening at Johnson C. Smith University on June 13th. We have our beautiful, amazing, bringing so much wisdom, special guest, Miss Tassili coming down from Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all make sure y'all pull up to Tassili's and get you a wrap. Big Yoshi, I'm trying to tell you, like, that's my fave. That's my fave. That's my fave. But anyways, but thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Can I let them know how to find us?
Please, let them know. Yes. Let them know how to find you,
So
girl.
on all social media platforms, Tassili's Raw. And our website is tassilisraw.com. Real simple. If you can't remember that, just Google raw food in Atlanta and we come up first.
Come on, SEO.
That's what's up.
Search engine optimization.
You already know what it is.
Come on now. We cannot wait to see you guys there.
Yes.
Y'all take care.
Yes. Peace and love, fam.
And tell the Melanated Wellness Fair.
That's what's up.
Pull up on us.
That was great.
That was great. Oh, thank you so much. Oh,
that was fun. That was great. See, it was easy. That was nothing to be nervous about.
It was, yeah.